It's 1 p.m., 61 degrees at Civic Center, no smog. This is David Rogers, KFWB News. California seems to be a veritable stomping ground for those who desire White House occupancy. The most recent to be hitting the hustings, one who doesn't like the way the current chief executive is running things across the Pacific. KFWB's Charles Arlington has details of what he has had to say.
Minnesota's Democratic Senator Eugene McCarthy in Los Angeles to campaign to get on the ballot in this state as what many call a peace candidate in this year's elections, said he honestly believes he can win the presidential nomination. He said he did have support of many of the state's Democratic Party liberals and said that the fact that the Democrats have allowed him to come to their Fresno conclave is a true indication that he has support from many of them. He denied reports that he had any stalking horse or any other kind of an arrangements with New York Senator Robert Kennedy, and said that former Alabama Governor George Wallace's effect upon the elections would hurt the GOP more than the Democrats. Then he estimated the cost of his campaigning in California something around $200,000, saying it would cost about $1 million for the 5 or 6 states where he hopes to get on the primaries. Eugene McCarthy in Los Angeles. This is Charles Arlington at the Press Club in Los Angeles.
Senator George Murphy isn't aiming for the presidency, but he says he'll ride the bandwagon of any Republican who is. KFWB's Arlington also attended his news conference, at which he declined predicting who'd be the standard bearer. But Murphy did look at the frontrunners. According to the former actor, Richard Nixon, quote, is conceded to be the best qualified. New York Governor Rockefeller, in Murphy's words, may not be running, but he's certainly been in the bullpen warming up. And of California's chief executive, Ronald Reagan, again, quote, has the same attraction as Dwight Eisenhower in 1952 and the finest record of any first-term governor I've ever heard of. KFWB News Time is 1:02. A select committee has been named by Governor Ronald Reagan to put together his favorite son presidential delegation to the GOP National Convention. Even though all 36 members are firmly loyal to the man who appointed them, they did work in previous elections for former Vice President Richard Nixon and New York Governor Nelson Rockefeller. Expectations are they'll pick delegates who would stay on Reagan's bandwagon so long as there were a chance he would garner the nomination himself. The steering committee will be headed by Los Angeles attorney William Smith. In the meantime, the governor has pictured his 5-day Eastern and Midwestern trip next week as his, quote, final swan song of political tours, saying he has no intention of campaigning in open primary states. Reagan has said he'd discourage formation of any group to press his candidacy in primary election states. However, at the same time, he also won't file an absolute disclaimer of being a contender. KFWB News Time is 1:03. Former Lieutenant Governor Glenn Anderson today assailed the Reagan administration, accusing it of fluctuating between panic and deceit in policy and decision-making. Anderson, who served 2 years as Lieutenant Governor under Democratic Governor Edmund Brown, chided Ronald Reagan for a remark in which he termed himself a friend of the taxpayer. Quoting Anderson, "This comes only a few months after Reagan gave to the people of California the largest tax increase any governor has ever made in any state in the history of our nation." Which taxpayer, asked Anderson during an address to the Southern California Port Council in Wilmington, does the governor feel he is a friend of? A blizzard caused a big military transport plane to crash into a northern Nevada mountainside, apparently killing all 20 aboard. The burned wreckage was found today, and reports indicate there were no survivors. A spacecraft built to help man map potential earthquakes was fired into a successful orbit today from Vandenberg Air Force Base. The 460-pound spacecraft is called GEOS 2. Doctors in Cape Town, South Africa, drained fluid which accumulated around the transplanted heart of Dr. Philip Bleiberg and say he now is much better. Heart transplant patient Mike Kasperik is making steady progress at Stanford and has had his first communication with his wife last night. A scribbled note which said simply, quote, "I love you." The area weather clearing today, clear and cooler tonight, sunny and a little warmer tomorrow. In the valley, temperatures range from 56 at Van Nuys to 58 at Burbank. In Orange County, the range is from 62 at Newport to 59 at Anaheim. Beach temperatures range from 60 at the South Bay beaches to 62 at Santa Monica, and at 61 degrees at Civic Center, going up to 63. This is David Rogers, KFWB News.